one. So Trevor Lane posted this. What Laker fans should be rooting for tonight? Lakers win over the Grizzlies. Obviously, Wolves lose to the 76ers. Yes. Thunder lose to the Warriors. Okay. And then Jazz lose to the Mavs. And a couple things that I wanted to highlight in this is the Thunder losing to the Warriors and the Jazz losing to the Mavs. Yes, we could use the Jazz taking that out because then we jump them and we're in the playoff spot. That would be nice. Give us a full game, especially if we win. But also, people pointed out the Thunder lost to the Warriors, right? Someone even asked, why Warriors over OKC? And Trevor responded, Lakers are only half a game up on OKC. With the number of games remaining, I'm prioritizing separating from the OKC, Portland, Pelicans, Utah pack and just getting in over catching Golden State, Dallas, Clippers, mini. Which is a fair point. I completely understand that. And I can completely get why some people would look at it that way. But me personally, I don't really subscribe to that. I'm more of let's look at the people that are ahead rather than behind. And what are the goals, right? You got to look at the whole scope of things, right? So for example, right, you see here, you got the Thunder. They're half a game out of even the Pelicans. I mean, the Thunder could easily, if things fall right and they win completely, go from 13th to all of a sudden they're in 9th. Right? So they're still there. And the race is just so tight. You got these 5 teams that are essentially tied, right? They're all right there. And the Lakers, if they win today, they would, be 32 and 34. So they would jump over everybody and they'd be in the 9th. But obviously you need some of those teams to lose. Here's the thing though, is that again, I'm more worried about the teams ahead of us and focusing on the task at hand. Obviously take it a game at a time and win a game at a time, right? But if you do your job, you don't need to really worry about the teams behind you, especially because most of these teams all have tougher schedules. The only teams that have an easier schedule the rest of the way than the Lakers are the Thunder, who just slightly, or they're slightly ahead. So they're 26th, we're 25th in toughest schedule, right? So Lakers and Thunder basically have the same type of schedule. Can you win more games than the Thunder? I believe that we can, especially when D'Lo gets back. I think we'll be fine. The Blazers have a juggernaut of a schedule, right? I mean, it is insane. The Thunder might lose their next 6-7 games straight. That's how tough their schedule is, right? And then the Jazz and the Mavericks, I believe, have an easier schedule. But Jazz, they're trying to lose, or it's the Pelicans. That's what it is. The Pelicans and the Mavs. They have the easier schedule, right? But the thing is that Jazz, they're in tank mode. They're trying to be done ASAP, right? So they're losing more than they're winning. You see, they're starting to sit Markkanen, they're starting to sit Sexton, they're starting to sit guys to kind of change the tide of games. They're trying to get draft picks. Understandable. So I don't think you really have to worry about the Pelicans. You and the Pelicans and the Thunder basically have the same type of record. But is the question, can you beat or outpace those other two teams? I believe the Lakers can. I believe the Lakers have more than enough talent. And I believe that the Lakers have the best player out of any of those teams in Anthony Davis. So my thing is, why worry about the teams in your rear view if you're doing your job and you're doing what's asked? Because when you look at the other teams, look at the Clippers, the Mavs, the Timberwolves, the Warriors, we're only 3 games out of 5th place. And the Warriors are the worst road team in the league. And they have 10 of their next 17 on the road. That is huge. And the Warriors have a tough schedule coming up. They're I think 11th or something like that, as far as toughest schedules go. So, and a lot of them are on the road. And they're not a good road team. Now, Steph is back, so they're probably going to win more of those games than they would have otherwise. But still, you have an opportunity. I just think when you look at the full picture, I think the Lakers should be trying to chase the Clippers, the Mavs, the Timberwolves, and the Warriors. Don't worry about the teams behind you. Do your job and try to catch the teams in front of you, because if you do that, you're going to separate yourself from the teams behind you. If that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? If you're trying to move ahead and you're not worried about the team, worried about what's behind you, then what's behind you is never going to catch up to you because you're always going to be ahead. So my thing is, why focus on the teams that are behind when you have a real opportunity to catch the Clippers, the Mavericks, the Timberwolves, the Warriors, which you play 3 of these 4 teams. We still play the Clippers, we still play the Mavericks, we still play the Timberwolves. Go win those games. Don't worry about the other teams and what they're doing. Worry about the job, what is the job at hand? What is the task at hand? It is winning as many games as possible. That should be number 1. If you can go 17-0 the rest of the way, go 17-0 the rest of the way. Not saying they will. It's a little unrealistic, but that should be the goal. 1 game at a time, let's win every game. You're going to lose some, teams get hot, you have a bad game, whatever. It happens, right? You're not going to win every game, but the goal should be, and then if you do, or you win 13 out of 17, all of a sudden you're in the 5th seed. Worry about the teams in front of you, because those are the teams that are already in the play-in. Those are the teams that you're trying to catch to get into the play-in, just like the teams behind you. Not all of them. Like I said, I still think the Jazz, I think they're kind of like, hey, if we get it, we get it. If not, we not. There's teams that have other motives than let's just get the 10th seed, right? But if you're the Lakers, the last thing you want to do, because the goal is championship or bust, right? That's the goal for the Lakers. So the goal should be, what is the best position for you to be in order to have a real chance to win an NBA championship? In my opinion, the 9th and 10th seed is not it. I don't see the Lakers winning an NBA championship if they finish 9th or 10th and they have to win 2 straight games against likely the Pelicans and then one of the Mavs, the Clippers, and the Timberwolves, right? Any of those teams. And the problem is, you don't have to be the best team in general. You just have to be the best team one night. So let's say you play the Mavs and the Mavs just shoot the lights out. That's it. You're at home, you're sitting on the couch, and you're just chilling. No, you want the teams that are ahead of you to lose, because that gives you that leverage to move ahead further. If the Warriors, Timberwolves, Mavs, and Clippers all lost today, I'm not saying they all play today, but I'm saying, if let's say they all lost today and the Lakers win, that's a full game on all of them. Now you're right there. Now you're a game out of the 7th, 8th seed, game and a half out of 6th. You're 2 games out of 5th, and then that happens again. Boom, you're up. Don't worry about the teams that are behind you. Do your job. Worry about your job, your task at hand, and where's the goal? Where's the end result? You look for the goal. Where's the post that you're trying to reach? If it's the 5th or 6th seed, then that's the goal ahead of you. What do you need to do in order for you to reach that goal? Well, you need the teams that are in front of you to lose, and you need to win. That's the thing. So the way I look at it is that, and again, I this isn't to knock that the idea of I want to put separation. It makes a ton of sense. Get separation from the teams behind you. I get that. But I believe that if you're trying to beat the teams that are in front of you, you're going to naturally do that. If you have your goal post and you're trying to get to that post, you're just naturally going to get that separation from these other teams. And so that's what I want the Lakers to do. I want the Lakers to focus on one game at a time, day at a time. And where is the goalpost? Okay, if it's really the 6th seed, how do we get the 6th seed? Well, we need the teams in front of us to lose, and we need to win as many games as possible. So that way we can keep gaining games on these teams. I think realistically, we're looking at the 7th or 8th seed. I think the 6th seed is good. It's going to be tough. It's not impossible. We could definitely do it. I just think it's a lot to ask for, especially if we didn't have without LeBron James. I think if we had LeBron this whole time, I really think we'd probably be in the 5th seed. I really do. Because I don't think we would have lost to Minnesota. I don't think we would have lost to Memphis. I think the only loss we'd have right now is the Blazers game, which means we'd be over 500, which means we'd be cruising right now, right? But hey, it is what it is. Past is the past. Got to move forward, right? We got to go get a win. We got to go get a win against the Memphis Grizzlies tonight, and you got to just keep winning. We have, out of our next 10 games, we have 8 of them at home. Literally. That is an advantage for us. We need to win all of those ideally, but we do have some tough matchups, right? Like the Knicks have been the hottest team in the league. By the time we play them, they'll probably be on like an 11-game win streak, but they are coming off of a back-to-back against the Clippers. Hopefully the Knicks beat the Clippers, and then we could beat the Knicks. That'd be great, get a full game there. But, you have like the Knicks, you have like the Mavs, you have the Suns, right? Like those teams are tough. I'm not saying we can't beat any of them, but it's going to be tough. Still, you got to get those wins, and especially the teams in front of you. Again, the Lakers play a lot of those teams. Like, we still play the Pelicans. You don't need to worry about getting separation from the Pelicans if you beat the Pelicans, right? Beat the Pelicans. We have 3 games to 1 against the Pelicans. We're not worried about them. They could finish with the same record as us. It doesn't matter. We have the tiebreaker now. The Thunder, same thing. Like, don't worry about separating from the Thunder, because if you beat the Thunder, you just got separation. If the Lakers do their job and get ahead, they'll be fine. The Jazz, they play the Jazz twice. Beat the Jazz both times. You don't have to worry about you don't have to worry about the separation. Because again, you're going to get separation. The Lakers, again, by putting a goal and targeting the teams in front of them, they're going to get the separation from the teams behind them if they do their job. Do the task at hand. Get it done. Go one game at a time. Win the games you have to win. And beat the teams that are behind you. And guess what? You'll never fall behind. You'll always be in front. You want to talk about separation, do that, and you'll be separated. So that's kind of my thought on it. As always, again, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions, so let me know down in the comments below. Again, no like shade or anything like that. I know people like to try to like blow things up. I completely understand the idea and thought process of that. It's not something that I really necessarily think. I look at it as like, don't worry about behind you, Like, it's, if you're running a race, what do they tell you? Don't ever stop and look behind you. Keep looking forward and running ahead, right? They'll never catch you. That's my point. We're running a race right now, right? You got all these teams that are all, in like the same spot right now in the race, but you just keep looking ahead, keep pushing forward, and eventually all those other, racers are going to end up falling behind. That's my thought process. This is how I look at this. But do you feel the same way? Do you agree with me? Do you look at it the other way of like, no, let's get the separation from the teams behind us? However you feel. Again, whatever your thoughts are. There's no wrong answer. I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments.